Okay, so for our achy feet and ankle warm-up, the first thing that we're going to start with is a tennis ball foot smash. So for this, I'm going to have Jeremy go ahead and get his foot positioned on the tennis ball. And the biggest thing that I cue with this is really trying to think about trying to melt the tennis ball down into the ground. So finding different aspects and parts of the foot and really just kind of compressing down into the ball. Each spot you can hold for 5 to 10 seconds, but here we're going to go for about 30 seconds on each foot, hitting different aspects as we go through. Number 2 for this warm-up series, we're just going to have Jeremy transition to the battle rope. And for the battle rope walks, it's a similar concept where we want to try to hit all different aspects of the foot. So as he comes on here, we'll have him kind of just settle and get comfortable on this. And then as he moves his way down the rope, using this PVC pipe to kind of unload his body mass as he needs to, but you'll notice he's kind of transitioning from the back of the foot towards more of the front of the foot, and again, just kind of trying to hit all different aspects and angles on this. The battle rope walk can be a little bit brutal for people, so for this, start nice and light again, have an assistant PVC pipe or mobility stick to take some body weight off, and take your time as you're working your way down on this. For our split stance knee bends, for this, we're going to get pretty much the entire lower body, but this is just one that really does emphasize and highlight the foot and all the different segments of the foot, getting a lot of bend and compliance with the positioning that we're in here. So for this, I'm going to have Jeremy set his hands right at about chest height. He's going to have a little bit of a forward body lean, and then as he goes down, I want him to pull his knees to the ground and push his hips through, pull his chest up. So you see Jeremy's kind of locked here in the forefoot, even distribution between the big toe and the pinky toe, bending through the toe box, bending through the arch, pulling the knees down to the platform, pushing the hips through, and then vertical in the chest. So now we'll take a look at our spring ankle series here, and this is courtesy of Cal Dietz, who introduced this to us a number of years back and has spoken about this on a number of occasions. So for our spring ankle series, we do tweak just a couple of little things, but we'll set up here by having some plates just so we can have some elevation from the floor, and always make sure that you can support the hands or the upper body on this. And we're going to go through 3 different positions on our spring ankles. So I'll have Jeremy get set up here, and I'm going to have him set even distribution between the big toe and the pinky toe, so having equal pressure on the inside and outside of the foot. The keys here are to make sure that this heel stays very high and that he has a soft knee on this stance leg or loading leg. So for his first position, we go ahead and get you in there. So this position 1, we're thinking about a sprinter position, nice and flush on the backside, still driving through the ball of the toe on the big toe and the pinky toe. Opposite knee is through, and then we'll hold here isometrically. Position 2, he's gonna come down into a skater squat position, keeping that heel high, knee well over the toe, and you can see he's got a little bit of tremoring going here. It's exactly what we're looking for. You want to find that point or that depth right where that tremoring starts to kick in, but you can still maintain or manage it. And then for position 3, we actually don't change the position, we just add a heel pump to it. So here I want him to pull his heel as high as he can, and then equally push his heel down as far as he can without losing the pressure points on the toes. So now we're going to take a look at some modified gait patterns. 2 that we really rely on heavily are the toe walks and the heel walks. So this is obviously a gait constraint where we're trying to do a specific foot action in a locomotive pattern. But with that, we also want to make sure that we're moving in multiple directions with this. So this is purely for the sake of foot activation, strengthening, mobility, not necessarily for gait retraining. But with that, we'll have Jeremy come up onto the balls of the feet here, and it's important that we define ball of the foot as opposed to on the toes. We don't want people completely on their toes. We really want them on the balls between the big toe and the pinky toe. We'll have Jeremy go ahead and come forwards here. And his goal here is simple, just keep your heels high and really compress down into the ground with the balls of the feet. Now we'll have him move backwards. Good, right about there. And now he's going to go into his heel walks coming forward. So now we're just having him pull toes up to the shin, staying on the heel of the foot, and then same thing coming backwards. Good, right about there. And then I'll just kind of have people freestyle a little bit, move laterally, move in a diagonal position, kind of to alternate your step cadence. Again, trying to find different elements of the foot to load into and just move around for 30 seconds to a minute. So now we'll go into a single leg tennis ball pass. So this is another one where, we're getting a couple of different things out of this, some vestibular vision activation and some hand-eye coordination and everything. But again, we're really kind of trying to emphasize the foot angle on this and the foot activation. So for this, I'm going to have Jeremy get set up, and I want to use that cue of trying to melt the foot or eccentrically splay the foot into the ground. Have him load his knee over his toe just a little bit so we get good hip activation. And then he's just going to go ahead and start some passes back and forth. There's a million different ways we can modify and adjust this. Specific hand patterns, specific actions or timing or speed, but really just, again, meeting the athlete with where they are in terms of their ability, and then focusing on foot, ankle, calf, getting a good warm up out of this.